Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland Reviewer, and it's that time of year again. Next weekend is the Oscars, and this is going to be my Oscar picks video. I know it's been a little while since I did my Wasteland Reviewer Awards, which I tried to do right after I got to see all the big films of 2017, and now I'm going to make my picks now that it's closer towards the Oscars, and I'm not going to make this video super long. I'm trying to keep this concise. So I'm not going to talk about each of the nominees. I'm going to talk about the winner and maybe a select few contenders. But we're going to start off with, I did this video in the order that they wrote out the categories on the Oscars website, which is kind of weird. But we're going to get started with, I'm going from the bottom up with original screenplay. And I honestly believe Get Out should win this. Jordan Peele did such a fantastic job of social commentary, but believable horror, and actually pretty sharp humor as well throughout this film. And this film and the characters are very interesting, well written, and it balances so many different things that I really think that Jordan Peele should get this win for Best Original Screenplay. It's a tough year because there are a lot of great screenplays, including Shape of Water and Lady Bird and Three Billboards, but I honestly think Get Out should get this. Adapted screenplay, I'm going the dark horse. I want Logan to win this. The fact that this is nominated is a victory all in itself, but honestly I think that Logan should win this in what it's able to do, where it deconstructs a whole entire genre of superhero films and makes something fresh and dark and gritty and emotional and deep and all these different things. I really think it should win. I know Call Me By Your Name's a big adapted screenplay nomination as well, but I really hope Logan gets it. This is one of the ones where I'm shooting out on a limb. But visual effects, if War for the Planet of the Apes doesn't win this, I'm sorry. There's a lot of films with great special effects, but come on. Those are real apes. You can't argue that. I'm sorry. If that doesn't win, boo on you. If anything's going to beat it, better be Blade Runner. But War for the Planet of the Apes better win that award. Speaking of Blade Runner, production design. I have not seen another world created so vividly, in so much detail, on such a big scale, in so long. This needs to win Best Production Design. It's breathtakingly gorgeous. The different places, like the offices where they make the replicants now, with like the giant replicants in those cases and the giant gold stairs and just everything. It's breathtaking. And then Best Picture. So this is coming up real early. So out of the nominees that they have, what I think should win Best Picture is The Shape of Water. My two favorite films above Shape of Water from last year weren't nominated. But Shape of Water balances so many different things in terms of horror and fairy tale and romance and period piece, and just such a charming ode to film, and with beautiful music and amazing performances, such interesting characters all around. I don't really think anything should beat Shape of Water this year for Best Picture. I know Three Billboards is getting a lot of buzz. That didn't work on as many levels for me as Shape of Water did. I really think Shape of Water should win Best Picture out of the nominees this year. We have Best Original Song, which probably is going to go to The Greatest Showman, but I think Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name is such a haunting, beautiful song, and really, really fit in with that film. And for a film that isn't a musical, and when that popped up, that really hit emotionally and really elevated the film when it was playing, and I really think that should win. Best Original Score, Alexandre Desplat for The Shape of Water. Such a beautiful, beautiful score, and it works on so many levels of beauty and intensity, and really should and does deserve to win Best Original Score. Makeup, I'm going to give it to Darkest Hour, because of the work that they were able to do with Gary Oldman, making him look like Winston Churchill. film editing, I'm going to say I, Tonya, because how they put that film together, splicing in all the different sequences, all the different framing, all the different ratios and everything, how that film was put together, how sharply it was put together, and so well done. I really think I, Tonya should get that Oscar. Direction. I don't think there's a better directed film in terms of intensity and pacing and how well it was constructed than Dunkirk out of the nominees. And I know Guillermo del Toro is getting a lot of the buzz, but I really think Christopher Nolan should win finally for this film. Costume design. If Phantom Thread doesn't win this, what the hell? The whole entire movie is about that. So, Phantom Thread. Cinematography. If anybody has watched any of my reviews where I've talked about a Roger Deakins film, you know how much I love Roger Deakins. And if you listen to any of my reviews, you know how much cinematography means to me. So if Roger Deakins does not win, if Roger Deakins doesn't win, this notebook is getting chucked across the room because Shane's that frustrated, because Roger Deakins better win for Blade Runner 2049. Breathtakingly gorgeous. The shots, like, honestly, any shot from that film I'd put up on my wall as a piece of art, because that's how amazing the cinematography is. Roger Deakins is a genius, should win, hands down. I'm done explaining. Animated feature. If Coco doesn't win, what the hell world do we live in? Because Coco's by far the only great animated film of last year, and Lego Batman movie, which is the next one for me, wasn't even nominated because for some dumbass reason the Academy doesn't like the Lego movies or want to nominate them for anything. But Coco's gonna win. Great movie. Now we're down to the 4 acting categories, and that's what I'm wrapping up with here. Best Supporting Actress. This is a 2-horse race right now. And sorry to Hilary Metcalf from Lady Bird, but I think Allison Janney should win this for I, Tonya. She was so fantastic, so powerful, so brutal and mean, but you really felt everything that she was putting into this role. Best Actress. This is a tough category this year. Besides Meryl Streep, who I think should be replaced with Jessica Chastain, but the 4 other nominees, I love Saoirse Ronan, my favorite actress. I love her so much, and she was so fantastic in Lady Bird. Frances McDormand comes on like crazy in 3 Billboards, and one of her best performances ever. Sally Hawkins is so amazing in The Shape of Water, but I would have to give it to Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, because that was unbelievably powerful. She brought so many layers to this character, and there's one particular scene where she sold it on me that she deserved to win, and all she needed was a mirror. I'll leave it at that. Best Supporting Actor. This is an interesting one this year, but I really think Richard Jenkins should win for Best Supporting Actor for The Shape of Water, because Richard Jenkins was so sincere, so genuine, so charming, and I just loved every moment he was on screen in The Shape of Water, and I really think that he deserves some recognition for his performance in that. And which is funny, because I've come a long way with my knowledge of Richard Jenkins since just a few years ago, it was like, it's the dad from Step Brothers who wanted to be a dinosaur. And look at you, Richard Jenkins, you should win an Oscar. And now we're down to Best Actor. And Denzel shouldn't be nominated. I rewatched Get Out on Friday night, and honestly, Daniel Kaluuya is amazing in that film, and he deserves more credit for that film, and I'm so glad he got nominated. I wouldn't pick Gary Oldman. Sorry. Timothée Chalamet does such an amazing job in Call Me By Your Name. It's so subtle and everything. But the king of balancing subtlety, chewing the scenery, and just commanding the screen. And yeah, number 4, Daniel Day-Lewis for The Phantom Thread. And you know what? Daniel Day-Lewis should get that 4th Oscar and just walk on out. and retire, because what he was able to do in that film, you knew everything that was going on in that man's head and what he was feeling, what he was conveying, because Daniel Day-Lewis is amazing, and you can't argue with it. Or you can, because that's the point of film. It's all subjective. So let me know what you all think of my Oscar picks. I'm going to see how many of these I get right. Probably not many. Some of them are givens. I'll stop watching the Oscars if Coco doesn't win, because I don't know what else they would give it to. But let me know what you think of my thoughts and my picks for the Oscars. Comment below. Like and subscribe to the Wasteland Reviewer. I'm not next week, because I'm going to be getting ready for my Oscar party a lot of Sunday, but the following week I'm going to start a new series like I did with my top 10 favorite scenes in film. I've already done reviews of all of my top 10 favorite films, and we did my top 10 scenes in film, and I'm just taking a look through my notes. Some of the series that I really want to do is top sci-fi films, top westerns, but honestly, probably my next one that I'm going to be doing is my top 10 directors of all time, which will be a little different because I'm not going to be particularly talking about specific films or specific scenes in film, but filmographies. So please go check out the Wasteland Reviewer. I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, so you could see my reviews on both of those social media sites, but also you could check out my Instagram. But please keep supporting the Wasteland Reviewer, subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, most importantly, comment, let me know what you think. I love talking movies.